everybody, and welcome back to the Fairy Tale family, where our goal is to put a little bit of magic into your everyday. I'm Chelsea, and at the time that we are filming this, you can clearly see this is not a background that lives in our home. We are in New York City, like specifically Times Square. We're in Times Square, really like a block behind, but we're in Times Square for the weekend because for Christmas, my mom does this awesome thing where she gifts us experiences or travel. So I'm here in New York with my husband, my sister, her husband, my brother, and his wife, and all four of our collective children are at my mom's house. That's the biggest Christmas gift of all. They're all at my mom's house for the weekend. So it is February now, and we have been waiting for this Christmas gift since December, but it has been so well worth it. So today I want to talk to you about how to find the magic of Disney in the most crowded place on earth, the middle of New York City. So there are some obvious answers here, and there are some things to avoid, and I want to talk to you a little bit about all of them. And really, we're gonna start with kind of the Mecca, the ultimate way to find a little bit of magic of Disney in New York City. And that, my friends, is the Disney Store. So we used to have a Disney Store close by us where we live on Cape Cod, and it no longer sadly exists there. So whenever we come to New York, which is usually once or twice a year, we always visit the Disney Store in Times Square because it has 2 floors and the most gorgeous escalator with Rapunzel, the tangled lights on the way up. It just gets me every time, and I do ride the escalator simply for that experience. We'll put some of that footage in here. Before we talk about the Disney Store and why you need to visit it, even though it is a tourist destination, I have a little Disney haul to show you. So the Disney Store in Times Square no longer does something to note, a little tip, pro tip from me to you. They don't do plastic bags anymore. So I forgot any of ours, of course, at home. If you are not as foolish as I am, you'll bring your own. So they kind of force you into purchasing one of their totes. This one is $3.99, so it's not like they're free or $1, but we will always find a use for this. And this, in fact, would make a great gift bag for Callie in the future. Maybe like an Easter basket type of bag, that could totally work. So one of the things I love most about the Disney Store is that they have both adult and children things. So I did get something for myself, which I will show to you. I'm gonna pull out, this is not Disney, so it's not on theme here, but at the Park Plaza Hotel, there is an Eloise store where I am a big Eloise fan, so every time we visit the Park Plaza, we do pop into the Eloise store as well. So we spent $124. Now, we could have gotten a discount, but we forgot to bring our card with us. If you are a Disney credit card holder, or DVC discounts don't apply at the Disney Store, but we forgot to bring our credit card, so we did pay full price for everything. So we're gonna give this to Callie when we get home. So we are in a really intense Muppet Babies phase right now on Disney Plus. There's only a single season. I think there's like 16 episodes, and we have watched them at least 3 times over. She loves the Muppet Babies, and little Fozzie Bear here is her favorite. She loves the Waka Waka jokes. We're gonna try to get to insert a clip maybe, or at least do a video separately of Callie and her comedy routine. Her jokes are awful, but they're awful and adorable. So they had all of the Muppet Babies, which I actually haven't seen the plushies of them before. We have an old Kermit that belonged to Mark, like an antique Kermit. So we wanted to get her one that we knew she would love. And this was $14.95, not awful. He is super, super soft. She's gonna love adding him to her Buddies collection. So he's an immediate gift when we get home. My gloves are in here, excuse me. So as you may know, we are planning a trip to Disneyland and Aulani for August. So anything I'm purchasing, even including Christmas gifts, are really for the goal of like, what can she wear there while we're there? So the Disney Animators collection is thriving at the Disney store in Times Square. Look at these little, can you see these? These little slide-ons. Oh my word, I looked for my size. I love the scalloped edging on these and the little baby princesses. Now this matches like the Disney Animators coat that we got her for Christmas. These were all $14.99 and they come in like the 2 size situation. So these are size 11, 12. I think I actually bought the wrong size for these. Mark might have to do a little return exchange situation, but these are so cute. And we thought like by the pool, she does not like a thong sandal. So by the pool that these would work out really well while we're there. And they match this Disney Animators bathing suit complete with this little like watery swim headband. Look at how cute this is with the little buttons right here. This was $26.99. It is that like UPF 50 situation, which I mean, like obviously it's strappy. She's gonna need sunscreen anyway. But this was in a size 5'6". That is still the correct size. It's gonna be a little big for her length-wise, but I think that's okay because you know, we're not using this until August, and then hopefully it'll fit her for swimming lessons all of next year too. So I was really excited to see these. She loves Ariel. Ariel is her favorite princess, but I have to say, they organize things by princess category, which I really like. Like they had themed little sandals, bathing suits, cover-ups, bags, sunglasses for all of the princesses. Ariel's stuff was the cheesiest. Like the bathing suit for Ariel just had a picture of Ariel on the front with a seashell right here. And then one of them had a mermaid print bathing suit, but it was like a top, a bottom, a skirt, a little like cape thing. Like that's too many pieces when you're going in the water. So I went with the Disney Animators collection for the sandals and the top because that's what or the bathing suit and the sandals because that's what I liked. But I did get her these super cute little sunglasses. Personally, I'm a big fan of the colors of these. They're like that mermaidy green, a little purple in the middle, and I liked this big chunky frame. And they have an Ariel in the corner, which ultimately will convince her to wear them. These were $6.99. We have sunglasses everywhere. I feel like it's one of those things where I keep one in the car. I keep one in my purse for her. I keep one in her swimming bag. She has some in Mark's car, but like whenever we need them, we can't find them. So these will be great. They're a little, you know, they're a little more substantial for her face. So that way she is actually protecting her eyes. And then the last thing we got for her is maybe the thing I'm most excited about. This is Ariel themed, as you can see in this hood. It's a cover up and it's in this lilac color, which she loves, but look at these little shell pocket details. That's my favorite part. Also, it's shorts. So this is one of those things that she really can like throw on, zip right on, and step into after coming out of the pool, after coming out of the ocean. And then we can go grab lunch or we can go do our next activity. And she's dressed without being like the hassle of having to change out of her bathing suit just because we're gonna get back in the water. This was $26.99. I did also get this in a 5'6". So hopefully it'll run us for two summers, but we're gonna give this to her. All of this is gonna be for her Easter basket this year, with maybe some little things tossed in, but we're trying to keep it all like appropriate for whatever's coming up next. And then the thing I bought myself, which you will be seeing in future videos for sure, is this lady's apron with a mini bow. Can you see this? This was $24.99. It looks like this. But because we just started the Magical Menu series, I was like, I need, you know, I wore Callie's Belle apron in the first episode, and I don't wear an apron in the second episode, or I do, but it's like a green one that I got in Georgia when I took a cooking class there for my birthday. So I thought if we're gonna do a Disney magical menu series, you have to have the apron. Now the kids' apron came with a hat. I tried. I like measured myself to figure out if I could fit into the kids' apron. I can't, I'm too tall for that. So I did go with the adult one, and I like the little bow is definitely my favorite part. So that's our Disney store haul. So seeking out Disney in Times Square is not necessarily an easy task. But for us, going to the Disney store does it because the cast members there, the people who work at the Disney store, they understand the importance of the magic. You know, when you check out, it's have a magical day. They're really helpful when you're looking for things. They always have things on sale that they're like trying to show you. They're thoughtful in what you're looking for. The store itself is gorgeously themed. They have great adult stuff in there. And even if you just go in for the ambiance, the music, the escalator ride, what they have set up, like right now they have a big focus on Frozen 2, obviously. So the Frozen 2 section is well organized and themed. Like it feels like you're walking into the Disney store within, like, I would say, like within Magic Kingdom. So that's like under the big top. That's what it feels like to me. So if you're looking for that element, your kids will love it there too. They have photo opportunities. Like it really is a very clean, fun, family-friendly space to spend a little while. And they have a great adult jewelry section as well. So that's one option. Something that should be an thing to avoid is that when you're in Times Square, there are characters dressed up like your favorite Disney characters, i.e. there's always a Mickey, there's a Minnie, we saw an Olaf, there's a Captain America. FYI, one, they are not on brand. They are not Disney approved for sure, based on the filthiness and inaccuracies of their costumes. And two, they're gonna charge you money to try to take pictures with them. So that would be a hard pass when we're talking about trying to find the magic of Disney in a very condensed, super populated space. So I would say definitely avoid the characters. One of the other amazing things about Times Square are the screens that make it feel like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon all the time because it's always so bright. But they have really good Broadway show options. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the 3 that are currently running in case you're looking to do like a family-friendly musical, or if you're in the city and you're wondering like, you know, we love Disney. Is there a way to connect to Disney here? There definitely is. So Mark and I in 2018 saw the opening weekend of Frozen, the musical. So we bought tickets for each other for Valentine's Day, kind of planned out this weekend, and we went to the show. And you know, at the time when we arrived, we wondered to ourselves, are we going to love this? Because, you know, Callie has made us watch Frozen now 5,000 times. Like, is this gonna be the same level of love that we would have brought to the theater to see Frozen the musical before Callie? And the show, my friends, was gorgeous. There are definitely differences between the show itself and the films. Like the trolls, for example, are different in a more adult way in the musical, but the singing, the production value, the storytelling, I would definitely recommend it. And we have a friend who lives in the city. His name is Zach. Hey, Zach! And he says that Sunday, the matinee show, has become like Broadway Kitty Jr. because that's when families are taking their children to see Broadway shows that are particularly Frozen, which is obviously like a movement in the children's community. And that would be like an appropriate time to send your children. Just making sure that they're like of the appropriate age to see a Broadway show, because something that I think is often forgotten is that people pay really good money for these seats, and it's kind of a bummer when you have a child who is interrupting the show for other people. So I feel like it's one of those things where you have to make sure your kid is ready to see a Broadway show. Callie will definitely love it, but 4 might be a little early for us, to have her sit through something of that lengthy, since she's not really used to that. The other 2 shows currently running, which we would definitely recommend, are Aladdin, which we haven't seen, but we want to, and The Lion King. So if you watch Disney Plus and there's Day in the Life on Disney Plus, they do this whole segment on one of the women who is in the Broadway show of The Lion King. And her story is really interesting. It's also in our Disney book. I think it's called One Day in Disney. So we would definitely recommend those. Broadway shows are unbeatable. Now, we've seen some shows here in New York, and then we've seen the same show in Boston or Rhode Island. And while those are still good, they're still, sorry, hiccups, they're still good. They are not Broadway quality. Like, I don't think you're gonna find the quality of acting, singing, experience with performance anywhere else in the world. So if you're coming to New York and you're going for like whole hog, you're gonna do the whole thing, it's totally worth it. And if you're wondering, as a #1 fan of insert musical here, should I wait for it to travel? No, don't wait. Come see it in the city, give yourself that experience, and then see the traveling show if you feel the need to. Maybe a traveling show with your child might be a better place to test out their like durability, dedication, perseverance of sticking through a show. But if you're thinking about yourself or you have older children, Broadway is hands down the place to be. So between the shows and the store, I feel like you can really get a good sense of Disney here in the most crowded city that ever existed. When we were walking last night, my brother said, "How do people live like this?" Because we're from a heavy summer touristy small town where this type of activity, you know, like it's February, our town closes down Saturday night at 9 p.m. and then on Sundays things are closed. So to have access to this and not take advantage of it would be just a waste, just a waste. So avoid the characters. Don't get roped into their like, I'm gonna charge you to take a photo with me. They're not the real deal. Sorry, friends, it's just not how it works. Head to the Disney store, even just to wander, and definitely see a Disney show if you haven't had the pleasure to do so yet, because it might feel kiddie just because they're owned by Disney, but I promise you, the shows are moving, they're gorgeous, they're well acted, the music is lovely, like you'll totally change your mind as an adult seeing the show. And I think it would be so special if you had a little one. Like one of my dreams of all time is to come to New York, to stay at the Park Plaza with Callie, and for us to go see a show together, like a Mummy and Me weekend. Oh my gosh, with little T. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I don't want to wish her years away, but oh my goodness, that warms my heart. And maybe when we get to do that in 2 or 3 years from now, you know, you can come with us. We'll be filming or vlogging the experience. So that is everything that I have to share with you about New York this weekend. We are seeing a show tonight. It is not a Disney show. It's Moulin Rouge, because that's what all 6 of us, really all 4 of us, could agree on. And I'm very excited. If you have other tips, like you are a New Yorker and I'm missing something, or there's a restaurant or an experience that feels Disney-ish that I haven't included, please tell me in the comments below, because I definitely want to hear more recommendations, because again, we come once or twice a year to the city and we always forget that it's not as far as we think it is. It's like 3.5 to 4 hours in the car, which is pretty easy, and I got to take a nap on the way up, which was lovely. So thank you for being here. We can't wait to keep bringing you new videos every week. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Your subscribe really does matter to us, and we hope you're following us on YouTube. Yes, on YouTube, but also on Instagram. Our email is linked below, our weekly newsletter where we do tips, tricks, stories, what's new in the world of the Fairy Tale family, you know, the fun stuff, and on Facebook too. Again, we really value you. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a magical day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.